How's it going? In this video, we're going to go over how I made over $17,000 podcasting on Anchor. We're also going to do a weekly update. If you're new to the channel and you want to follow along, please make sure you like and subscribe this video. I am documenting every week my income through podcasting, what I'm doing, the changes I'm making. And if you're somebody that wants a podcast, then definitely follow along because this can help you. So far, just to kind of give you an idea of what I've made $17,000 so far podcasting, and this is live, so you can see it on the page. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. This is my Anchor dashboard, and I've made money outside of this as well, which I'll show you, but I want to go to that weekly update so we can see the numbers there. So I've been keeping track on this spreadsheet here where I've got my weekly income each week, and there's been some changes. I'm going to talk about how I plan on upping this income and what you should do if you're thinking about how you could possibly make your podcast make you more money. So the first thing, this is the last full week of the month. So the way I track this is every week I've been doing an update and putting the numbers there. So these podcasts are actually gone. That's going to be something I talk about, what changes I made, but they're no longer in existence. It's just going to be this one and then the YouTube channel, which, the YouTube channel is not making any money right now, but hopefully it will soon. But the podcast ad, so right here, this 408.90, that's what I made just from Anchor. And so if you go over to Anchor, just to kind of, so you can see like how I made that, if you go over to Access Stripe Dashboard, it pulls up your payments, and so you can see I have the 408.90 on the way. So that kind of verifies that, and then this down here is just the daily deposits here, and that's the not paid out yet. So that's since Friday. I do my payouts every Friday morning at 9 a.m. and so it's made a little bit of money since then. I'm filming this on Saturday, the day after. But so that's what I've made, and just weekly returns, it's got that up to 17,000. To get that, let's swing over to the dashboard here so you can see how many downloads I got. This is my podcast, Positive Mindset Podcast. That's how many plays it has, 1.3 million. Estimated audience, 5,193, and that goes up and down all the time. Since I've been doing more episodes, it actually went down, which I'll talk about, the change I made there. But that used to be around close to 7,000, but it's gone down a little bit, and again, we'll talk about that. Unique listeners, this changes all the time, usually between 15 and 16,000, and then, of course, current balance. So this is my growth chart. So if you start back here, let's scroll down a little bit so you can see. This was in 2020. In August 2020 is really kicked it off. So we go to August. So 339 plays a week is what I was looking at. My podcast did exist before that. You can see there's like episodes I dropped way back when, but those were not this style podcast. I was actually doing a YouTube channel at the time, and I would just port those over. But you can see there was no traction. It was completely random. Didn't really align with this. So in August is when I kicked it off, and so since then it's grown. Last week, which we can pull up right here, I got 34,028 plays, which is up from the week before, which is awesome to see that grow. But I would like to see this go more. I feel like I've kind of plateaued. This was the Christmas, drop down there, but I would like to see this keep climbing. I had some pretty good growth, so hopefully I'll have another big jump up soon. We'll see. Just trying to change things and make it a better experience for the listeners to do that. So the big thing I changed, and we'll swing over here just so you can see, is I got rid of these podcasts. And what I'm doing is on my original podcast, the Positive Mindset Podcast, I was doing 3 episodes a week. So I would have an episode Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And through that, I would do the regular pre-roll ad that Anchor gives you. So that's, if we go over here to the money side, that is this host read ad, where you can see I've made $15,000, almost $16,000 from that. And then it will play the regular ad, which is like something you hear on the radio, where it's just a pre-recorded ad, so it plays that as well. And that's where this money has come from. So that's this top line here. This next one is additional sponsors. So those plays on every single episode. So that's 3 times a week. I do try to get sponsors outside of that, and there's a few sites I use. Podcorn is one, and then the other is AdvertiseCast. So both of those. So I had one ad last week, and that got me $105 for a total of $513.90. So it's looking like my monthly total is going to be $1,934. My goal is to get that up to $10,000 from the podcast. I've got some ways to go because I want to get that done by the end of the year, and there really wasn't much growth. If we swing over to January versus February, January I made a total of $2,098. February is actually a little bit less. It's $1,934. Now here's the thing that does make these numbers a little bit different is there's an additional sponsor, and that's the radio one that I was telling you about, where it's just like a generic ad, and that pays out once a month. That has not paid out yet. So I thought that would pay out around the 25th. For some reason, it hasn't. And last time that was like an extra $500. You can see if I go to January when that paid out. I was averaging right around almost 400, and then it was 847. So that was an additional 450 ish. So almost $500. And I've had more plays in December. Or I've had more plays in January than I did in December. So this pays like a month prior. It's not like the regular sponsorship ad where it pays immediately. So it is a month in review. So it should be even more this month, but it just hasn't happened yet. And you can see this one paid out on the 21st. It actually paid out that week. So kind of curious to see when I'll get that payout, but it's not going to be recorded in this month's income. Even if it comes out Monday, just the way I'm tracking it, it's going to end up going in the next month because I won't pay out till next Friday. So that's going to make the next month look even better than this month. But, that's still growth. This top line is higher than it was last month, so that's really good. And, that's kind of the weekly growth update on that. And if you were trying to grow your podcast, if you want to get out there, a few tips that I have for you that I've learned is one, network with people. If you can get on other people's podcasts and get other people on your podcast, it does help. Even if you're a small channel, say you get, 10, 20, 30, 40 downloads an episode. I know that may not seem like a lot, but those are usually loyal listeners. And if you can get someone else at that same size on your podcast, they might bring over, another 5 to 10 people, and vice versa. If you go on theirs, you can bring value to theirs. So that's probably the number one thing that I didn't utilize enough, and now that I'm starting to do it, I'm seeing the traction from it and going to continue to do it, getting involved. The other thing is just optimizing your podcast for ads. So, this is usually something you're passionate about. I love what I do with the Positive Mindset Podcast. The whole goal is to help people, have a positive mindset and be a positive impact in their day. And it's something that I want to do full time. Like I want to be able to help people that way, full time. So making money doing it is important. And so that goes back to why I decided to get rid of these two podcasts, and I'm including them now in my Positive Mindset Podcast. So going forward, I have episodes 5 days a week. So this Abundance Talks used to be an interview style podcast. That is now on the Positive Mindset Podcast. Positive Mindset Meditations was a meditation style podcast. That is now on the podcast. So I do one episode of each during the week. So I have on Tuesdays an interview, on Thursdays a meditation. Doing that is going to get some more listens. I know that just doing more doesn't actually generate more listeners, at least for me. It does a little bit, but it's like the amount of people that tune in is the same. And they only have so much time to listen. And so just adding those, I don't think is going to generate listens just from a volume standpoint. It's going to generate listens because the interviews will hopefully bring in people, bring in guests that will then bring in their audience. And then if I have the opportunity to go on their show, it helped me introduce myself to their audience. So there's that value. But then also doing the meditations, that's a different content style that might get shared. So someone might enjoy that meditation that maybe wouldn't share one of my other episodes, but it'll give them something different to share, and that should be helpful for that. So if you like this video, please subscribe, give a thumbs up. This journey is going to be a powerful one. By the end of the year, I want to get to that $10,000 mark, and if that's something that you want to get to, maybe it's not $10,000, maybe it's a certain listener number, or just something, whatever it is, follow along. Let's do this together. So thank you so much for watching the video. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.